What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 67, and we start today's episode off with a recap of the transfer window, which was very brief. You know, we saw Lescott and Gardner leave on permanent deals, Davidson left on loan. We signed a few players, and Mauricio Walker, Vitinho, Carrillo, and Rodriguez came in. I think I might have signed one more player as well, though I can't think of the name. But it was quite a brief transfer window, and to be honest, usually my transfer windows are full of so much stuff going on, you know, so many departures, so many players coming into the club, just a complete overhaul season by season at whatever club I'm at. But with this squad, I never really felt the need to, because I really do feel as though we're building a very strong squad here. You know, we've got some good players that are going into the 80s now. Henderson's now reached 80, which is great. You know, last year we only had Foster and Malumbu. Malumbu's now being decreased in rating, so he's down to 79, but we still got Foster, Rodriguez, Zambrano, Henderson as well, Carrillo too. So we've got a few players 80 plus now, which is really good. And as you can see, some of the players are advancing really nicely indeed. Niang up to a 78, which is very nice indeed. Danny Ings has finally grown a rating. Hallelujah for that. And yeah, it's going quite well. Mauricio's already gone up to a 78 after just 1 month since he's been here. So I'm very pleased with that signing. And as you can see from the league table, 3 games in, 3 wins. Very nice to see indeed. This is our Europa League group, by the way. We've got CSKA Moscow, Feyenoord and Zurich, so pretty difficult. Obviously we had Feyenoord in our group last year, and they were the only side that beat us in the group stage. They were very strong. CSKA Moscow, of course, the Russian side, they're very good indeed. And FC Zurich, I think we should be able to beat them, to be honest, but even so, a very strong group, and that will be hard to get out of. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Also, you would have seen a youth squad monthly report there. We've got 3 players, only 1 looks good, the other 2 look quite poor. And also we see as well we had 2 international friendlies with the United States of America, but of course we don't really care. We're only managing USA so we can get scout reports on some players, in particular Yedlin, who played in this game and got himself sent off, as you'll see, for 2 bookings against Mexico in the first friendly, which we won thanks to Joshua Gatt's sole goal of the game. And in the second international friendly, we played against South Africa. I say I'm barely even managing the USA, but we took on South Africa, and as you'll see, we just dispatched them really easily and won the game with relative ease. So yeah, we got 2 international friendly wins out of 2. Very nice to see. Again, it doesn't really mean anything, it's just there for trivial sake really, but there you go. And after that we had our first game of today's episode, which was against a Welsh side at Cardiff City. So a newly promoted side come to the Hawthorns to try and take us on. Obviously so far we have a 100% record from the start of the season. We've played 5, we've won 5, or have we played 6 and won 6? Can't remember now. I think we played 5 and won 5, but anyway, we got off to a really strong start, and we want to keep that going as Cardiff come and take us on. As you can see by my lineup, it was the strongest side I could have picked, and that's what we went for. I have to say as well, Kevin Savanier, who's now going to be starting at left mid for the foreseeable future, really do feel as though this guy could definitely hit the mid to high 80s. I know Scout Future Stars usually do that anyway, but sometimes they turn out to be duds. This guy is growing really nicely. He's already up to 74, already grown 1 rating since the start of the season, and I really feel as though this year he could probably hit 76, 77 at a stretch, possibly even 78. But anyway, we take on Cardiff City for this game, and the first chance would fall to our opponents here in the 21st minute, as the cross comes in from the right hand side, and Adam Lafondra, otherwise known as Alf, hits the post from a header and almost gave Cardiff a shock lead at the Hawthorns. So thankfully for us, he hit the woodwork and it went out for a goal kick, but a very good chance. However, in the 31st minute, Brown today plays a great ball into Mbai Niang. He stops the ball, finds Jordan Henson, quick pass into Savanier, and if it wasn't for a fantastic save by Marshall, it would have been 1-0 to us. So still scoreless. Not much really happened in this game though until the 57th minute, when Cardiff came through again here with Craig Noon down the right hand side taking on his man, putting in a brilliant cross, and again Lafondra going close with a header, but this time Alf's header goes wide and out for a goal kick. So still 0-0. They had another good chance a few minutes later. Again it's a header, this time coming from Kala, who goes for the header from the corner, but it goes just wide the post and out for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but I didn't really get going in this game at all, and Savanier again was denied by Marshall. Another really good save by the Cardiff goalkeeper there to keep it at 0-0, but I didn't really get going in this game, and it wasn't until late on where I really started to look threatening. You see Billy Rowell off the bench here, the young 16-year-old finding Mulumbu, but his shot was also well saved by Marshall, who was having an absolutely fantastic game, but I left it way too late to get any points from this game. I just wasn't doing the job, and quite frankly, whenever I was, Marshall was on hand, but the last chance did fall in stoppage time. Walker and Savanier going down the right hand side. It was Kevin Savanier who crossed the ball in, picked out Brown Day in the centre, and we did indeed score the winner in stoppage time. So Brown Day scores, and Marshall is finally beaten, but it was such a poor game from me. I really didn't deserve the win in this. You know, we didn't, quite frankly. I wasn't playing well enough. Whenever I was taking shots, the goalkeeper was saving them, and I didn't get myself inside enough times. I am glad we did get the win. I'm glad we got bailed out thanks to a Brown Day header in stoppage time, but I did not deserve to get a win in that game. But thankfully, we got quite lucky. I guess that's the best way of saying it. We got quite lucky that we managed to pick out a man who's just always scoring goals for us throughout the series in the centre in stoppage time with a free header, and he obliged nicely. So West Brom 1, Cardiff 0 was the final score. We did get the win, and again it was a very poor game, very frustrating. We did enough, just about, and I'm very pleased with that. Following that, we had a scout report from our Norwegian scout based in Brazil and our English scout based in England. I think we signed actually one of those Brazilians, or possibly we just kept stalling them. A couple of those Brazilians look pretty decent. The English players just don't seem to look as good, unfortunately, but the Brazilian players look pretty decent, so we'll continue some scouting on them and see what we can do. And for the second and final game of today's episode, it was our opening Europa League group stage match against Feyenoord, as we took on the Dutch side here in the Europa League group stage first game. Of course, last season they were the only side in the group stage to beat us. We beat and drew Napoli, we beat Torpedo Moscow twice, and against Feyenoord I think we drew away in the Netherlands, and we lost at home. So we wasn't really looking forward to the visit of Feyenoord. Of course, they've got some very decent players. Toonstra, how you pronounce it, caused me some real trouble here last season, and Jordi Classy was brilliant as well, so was Terence Congolo. So they've got some very good players, Feyenoord. Of course, I wanted to sign Classy in the summer, but I couldn't afford him, so they've got some very decent players, so I wasn't exactly looking forward to their visit, but even so, I still felt confident because we do have a 100% record at the start of the season so far, haven't lost or drawn a game, won every single one, and we want to keep that going. But the first chance would fall here very early on. It did come to the away side, Feyenoord, as Nilom collects the ball for them and goes down left hand side, crosses the ball in, and Tvrede, if that how you pronounce that, gets the goal just 9 minutes and 32 seconds in, and what a header it was as well. Brown Aday's header was pretty good because it nestled in the bottom corner in the last game, but that was all about the power. What a fantastic header. Literally no chance for Ben Foster at his near post. Look at the power of this header. Brilliant header, and it is already 1-0 to Feyenoord, so worst possible start. Yes, the Dutch side take the lead here at the Hawthorns, but directly from kickoff I gave it to Vitinho making his debut, and as he scoop turns round one, he then body feints around another, fake Rabonas to beat Lopez Cabral, puts in a great cross, and Berahino equalises with a header himself. Brilliant header by Berahino to make it one apiece, but what a fantastic run by Vitinho. He barely touched the ball in this game before that moment, and we equalised directly from kickoff. And Vitinho, we signed him on deadline day, 5-star skiller, gotta love it, and what a wonderful build up that was. Fantastic run, great cross as well, and it's West Brom 1, Feyenoord 1. And in the 31st minute, he sees Feyenoord get a long throw in away from Kyle Walker's throw. It comes to Taider though, who strikes it, and the Algerian midfielder's shot hits the post and falls to Kenneth Vermeer. So still 1-1, but we were looking very threatening from the off and looking to make amends after conceding so early on. And as Berahino beats Terence Congolo here, he goes through 1-on-1, and if it wasn't for a great save by Kenneth Vermeer, he would have had his second and our second of the game and put ourselves in front. But it was still 1-1. However, in the 40th minute, Ben Foster catches this shot and then kicks the ball out really quickly to Niang. It's a great chance for a counter here, as Niang, Vitinho and Berahino were causing some real problems for Feyenoord. And as this ball goes over the top towards Niang here, well, Kenneth Vermeer had made one really good save in this game, but that is very poor. Niang makes it 2-1 to West Bromwich Albion, and not that we're complaining, we're very pleased to take the lead, but really, Kenneth Vermeer should not be getting beaten at his near post there. He has the angles covered. It's not a powerful shot. He's got to be saving that, but still, it is West Brom 2, Feyenoord 1. Niang gets the goal. And we are in front in this game. So my team, there were quite a few changes, but even so I did start some of the big boys, and Niang, of course, one of them, obliges with the finish there and makes it 2-1. And as Kyle Walker plays a brilliant crossfield ball to Niang here, it's a good chance as he gets himself inside again, picks out Vitinho who shoots, and unfortunately he's denied a debut goal by the post and it's cleared away. So we'd scored 2 goals in this half and hit the post twice. We were looking so good. Vitinho was an absolutely brilliant playmaker. He was setting up so many chances. He sets up Berahino here, and if it wasn't for a great save by Vermeer, it would have been 3-1. So another very good save by Kenneth Vermeer, and it's still 2-1. We were threatening so much. We were looking very, very strong indeed. And just past the hour mark here, Toonstra's on the ball for Feyenoord and finds Jordi Clasie. Clasie collects the ball and gives it to El Ahmadi. Great through ball into Toonstra. Brilliant build-up by Feyenoord here. Lovely passing move, and the shot ripples the side of the net and goes out for a goal kick. And it was how the game would finish, so a 2-1 victory. The 100% start stays alive. We keep it going. Very, very big, important win in the Europa League from our opening game as well. And I'm very pleased with the performance that went along with it too. So, as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, because it is much appreciated, and of course it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.